Welcome back. We have some breaking news. It's not good news. Jehovah's Witness was shot. I'm just going to put my other screen up here. And yeah, he was shot in Milwaukee near one of the RNC conventions, the Trump conventions. Crazy. Now, what I thought was unusual, now he wasn't within the ring, and we're going to play the whole news article here. But what I thought was unusual is they've labeled the guy Jehovah's Witness, everything, talked to neighbors, and all of this made a big deal. Uh-oh, dog's barking. So yeah, we're in the sea can here still, so it's a little bit hot. But it's cool. It's like camping. And we are day 17 in the sea can. So we're just in that hot spell of summer. So anyways, that's another story. For those of you that follow the channel, why are we here? Well, we sold our farm, but this is a transition. The new people are taking over the animals and everything, so we're here to help the transition and everything. And it's been great. It's been a great experience working with neighbor, you see. This is all about love and neighbor, and this is what we promote on this channel. Okay, so when we think of this Jehovah's Witness that was shot, this isn't the first Jehovah's Witness that was shot in the line of duty. Last year we ran reports on a Jehovah's Witness that was shot out in the field ministry. His wife and kids were at the door, and some guy drove by and shot him dead. So that we reported on that. Other Jehovah's Witnesses were shot in Germany, a whole bunch of them, all at once in a kingdom hall. So this isn't new. Jehovah's Witnesses are getting bombing each other. They get disfellowship, get mad at each other. We've covered those reports as well. We covered reports where they shot at each other, and it was like a tablet in a briefcase that saved their life. This was a report we ran. So this is an unusual report because this guy doesn't look like he's in the line of duty for a normal Jehovah's Witness. At least up here in Canada, we're all supposed to be the same. But I've never heard of a Jehovah's Witness running around with a picket like this, advocating your life has value, stop reckless driving. Like, that would be if you're working for, maybe he's an advocate for stop reckless driving. Maybe that's what he's doing, but why would they advertise him as Jehovah's Witness? Or are Jehovah's Witnesses involved in this? I don't think so. Now, the other thing we're looking for, are the conventions near this place? No. Janville is where all the conventions are, and they're not even held now. They're not held until the weekend. But that's a ways away. So it should be nothing to do with the convention. Now, Jehovah's Witnesses do go door to door, and they are visible, and we see right now in the U.S. everything's heightened. There's a heightened danger with the attempted assassination the other day, yesterday was it, or 2 days ago? Time seems to be ticking slower now. All of these news events are coming out. Now this happens. Now, is this going to create a fear complex within Jehovah's Witnesses where they get online and say, look at us, we're being targeted? Is this going to be that? Only time can tell, and that's why we follow the news. So this is thanks to watching Watchtower, this news. We're going to let it run. I'm going to move off the screen here, and let's see what happened.
There was a deadly police shooting not far from the Republican National Convention this afternoon.
That's right, a man with a knife was shot and killed in Milwaukee. Our Nate Rogers has the disturbing details. Reportedly, some 4,500 police officers from 24 states are part of the RNC's National Special Security event. Milwaukee's police chief says the officers involved were acting on a threat. However, video now surfacing on social media appears to show the man killed moving backward after confronted by authorities.
Why are they out here outside of the RNC security zones killing our community members? Killing people who we know and are friends with and are familiar faces for us.
Outrage in Milwaukee, a beloved homeless man shot and killed by out-of-state police. Police and witnesses say the man had gotten into an argument with another homeless man as 13 Ohio police officers were canvassing the park on bikes. They learned the man had a knife.
The officers observed a subject armed with a knife in each hand engaged in an altercation with another unarmed individual. The officers identified themselves as police officers and made several commands to the suspect to drop the knife. The subject refused these commands and charged at the other individual with the knives. At this time, several officers discharged their firearms, subsequently striking the suspect.
And next thing we know, the police was running at him, and he turned like he was in shock and he didn't know what to do. Like he was like, which way do I go? He went to go put his knives down, and they just started shooting.
How many gunshots did you hear?
I heard about 20.
It happened here at Kings Park near 17th and Villette, a known homeless encampment with at least 50 people living in tents.
This is where they sleep at. Why would somebody have a knife over here to protect themselves? Because they scared, just like y'all might be scared.
The man identified by relatives as 43-year-old Sam Sharp Jr., his nickname Jehovah. He was a devout Jehovah Witness known to preach to his family and friends.
He spoke. He was really nice. He was always giving thanks to the Lord for everything that he received. He had a dog. He never bothered anybody.
Prior to the RNC, Milwaukee activists fought a decision by the Fire and Police Commission suspending police body cam protocols. Community leaders now questioning accountability and transparency.
There's a lack of trust with policing in this city. So how are we expected to trust someone from Columbus? People who don't know this city and they view everyone as a threat.
And keep in mind, the shooting happened about a mile west outside of RNC's security perimeter. Relatives say Sharp suffered from mental challenges. The Milwaukee's police chief says he will be working with Ohio authorities to release body camera footage as soon as possible. Reporting in Milwaukee, Nate Rogers, Fox 32 Chicago.
They're saying that this could have happened about a mile outside of the RNC convention. So who knows what was going on and what was happening. So of course we don't have all the details. This has just happened. It's just released, and perhaps there'll be more details leading up as days go on. Now, I wanted to give the audience a little bit of advice as to what a Jehovah's Witness could read from the Bible if they wanted to. And here we go. Now, when we read the Bible and we talk about danger, many times Jehovah's Witnesses, the organization, puts its members in danger by sending them out in the door-to-door work, women and children. You see, nowhere in the Bible did women and children go out in the door-to-door work. Nowhere in the Bible did God use women and children to accomplish his preaching work. It was always very skilled men, men that were qualified. Jesus was 30 years old before he was baptized. So he would have gleaned skills through all those 30 years. And then he got baptized, and then he went and started the door-to-door ministry and commissioned others, his 12 apostles, disciples. So they worked with him. Now, feel free to comment, argue these points, debate them in the comments below. We welcome that. I just haven't been able to find women and children being used by God or Jesus in the preaching work. So now, when we talk about danger, what does the Bible say? Proverbs 27:12. And wouldn't you agree that we are in heightened danger, especially if you're near an RNC convention? If you're in one of those cities, and they cover about a mile outside of the convention, helicopters going and everything, and they're going to be looking for suspicious acts. So if you're commissioned by the Jehovah's Witness religion to go door to door and you hold the territory and you're just out doing your door-to-door work, you could look suspicious. Going door to door, driving around the community. People with suits walking around, perhaps you wear suits still. Yes, Jehovah's Witnesses, the organization puts its members in danger. Look what happened in Russia. They put their members in danger. There are a lot of the members, young men that don't belong in jail, are in jail in Russia, and they're trying to make them look like heroes. But again, I argue, nowhere in the Bible do young men, women, and children work in the ministry. These young men in Russia, in Bible times, wouldn't be the ones in prison. You see, it would be, if we were to really mirror Bible times, and if Jehovah's Witnesses believe that they're it, well, it would be their governing body members themselves that would be in jail. Those members are the ones that would be in jail. Should they be in jail? Well, that's not up to me to decide. That's up to the FBI to decide. We ran our last video on that. We encourage the FBI to look into this organization. And we're wondering, I'm from Canada, but we have 7,000 members plus, and a lot of the members are from the U.S., and everyone's wondering why they're not being investigated. The FBI is investigating other religions and basically shutting the lights off because they're dangerous cults. Okay, so what do dangerous cults do? They send their members out in danger, the danger zone. Proverbs 27:12 says, "The prudent sees danger, hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it." So if you're a JW and you're suffering for JW.org, you're suffering for Watchtower, or what they call the faithful slave, the true representatives of God. If you're suffering for these men because they say you should, it says you're simple. You're not intelligent. That's what the Bible says. No, it's not just in one place. Let's look a little further. Proverbs 22:3 says, "The prudent sees danger." Prudent. You want to be prudent. Get out of her. Get out of JW.org. So it says, "The prudent sees danger and hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it." The simple, they suffer. So, if you're putting yourselves in harm's way, you're Jehovah's Witness and you're going out in the ministry in any of these convention cities right after an attempted assassination, it's not wise. And especially if you're protesting or doing something very unusual. Now, another one here is Proverbs 14:16. "One who is wise is cautious and turns away from evil, but a fool is reckless and careless." A fool. So I often think that the governing body themselves are fools. They're reckless. They're careless with their members' lives. They send them out in the wicked system where there's danger. And the Bible says that we should not be going out when there's danger like this. This is a time to stay inside, not go out in service that day, not go to the convention that day or that weekend. Wait until it settles down. Peter talks about it a bit too. He says, "Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion seeking to devour." So are we going to be running around with our picket signs in a RNC convention city? I don't think so. Are we going to be running around with our carts oh, this is a good time. We're going to get a lot of people going to the RNC convention. Let's set up our watchtower carts. Let's just get outside the perimeter, get people, you know. Well, now we're in the targets. We're in a danger zone. What does the Bible says? Be watchful. The devil's out there like a roaring lion. Okay. Well, we could go on and on and on and read scriptures all day long on this. But my computer wants to end this show pretty quick, as you can see. Okay, well, we covered that, and we just deliver the news. This is breaking news. It's doesn't look like it's anything that this Jehovah's Witness guy was doing was wrong, except it was unusual that he was picketing. So when we think of picketing, we're also going to the conventions and we're doing our protest. It's a peaceful protest. But each of the conventions, there's a couple of officers, peace officers, that's what they call them in Canada, police, and they're assigned to the convention, and they get to know you, and they stop and they talk to you, and they tell you, well, this is a good corner to be on, and we know you're there for your own protection. So we found it was excellent with a peaceful protest, but up here in Canada, things are not heightened. There's not an attempted assassination, although what's happened in the U.S. does affect Canada, and we're hoping it doesn't interfere up here with any of what we're doing. So we're going to keep moving forward with our plans. It's not safe anymore. That's the breaking news. Our advice to even ex-Jehovah's Witnesses with partners that are still in and they're going to these assemblies. My advice is just to be careful. Watch yourself. And the Bible says, when there's danger, get out of it. Go hide somewhere. Hide in your basement. Watch YouTube that day. Might be a little safer. And it's cool in the basement if you have them where you live. Up here in Canada, that's a big thing. A lot of houses are built upon basements. They dig a hole in the ground, they concrete around it, and yeah, it just doubles your house space. Okay, folks, well, until next time, keep living your life with love. We'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.